Alrighty, y'all. So for a long time, there's been a conversation around Beyonce and just different product launches and things that she has tried to do, and people notably pointing out that, like, you know, sales weren't where they thought that they should be, or that they weren't successful. But now there are reports, because Beyonce took her Cécred hair care line to Ulta, that she sold 14 times first day projections versus what she did online. And at Ulta in store. So the CEO says, and her name is Cassia Stillman, says, so just our e-commerce sales today alone have already doubled what we thought we would do in the entire week, and that has nothing to do with what they did in store. So a big blowout for her. Now this hair care line, when it first came out, people were like, first of all, what does Beyonce know about hair care? And why is Beyonce selling us hair care product? But I think people forget that Miss Tina was doing hair for like 30 plus years. Yeah. She grew up doing hair. Beyonce always talked about in documentaries her own hair care on tour and things of that nature, because it wasn't being kept up, because she would have to keep changing wigs and different stuff. So I think people believe this a little bit more, especially because Beyonce now has begun posting the videos of her showing you her own hair.
Her real hair, yeah.
Yeah, she's trying to get more personable through this. So I, just
that's crazy
congratulations
to say
to
that,
her.
though. What does Beyonce know about hair care? She got hair that she's cared for all
but
these
even
years.
still, they don't say that about Mayel and Camille Rose. Like, we don't even really know these people. Well, I'm gonna just speak for me. I don't know Mayel and Camille, but when I go in a hair store, I'm not gonna be like, well, what does Camilla Rose know about hair? Like, it's
I believe you, because I don't even know who them people are.
Yeah, I have no idea either.
Exactly.
But I think,
like, nobody says Kim Kardashian. What does she know about underwear or whatever the Skims is?
Right.
You know
Those
what I
are
mean?
the people I name are
What does Rihanna
black.
know about makeup?
Yeah.
You can say that about anything.
Right, all of that.
well, I think that the reason why people did that is because with Rihanna and makeup, when Rihanna launched, we heard from her. We saw her applying the makeup, talking about it and all that stuff. When Skims launched with Kim, you see Kim and Skims all the time, behind the scenes making it. Beyonce's a little bit more removed sometimes. She's not as like,
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
They're more connected to their fan base and to the people.
Yep, exactly. And even though we don't know the women who own like the Mayels, well, if you know, but like
That's
they
what
might
I'm
not
saying.
be big
I
names.
don't know them, so that's why that was an example.
But if they're good products, they're good products, I'm assuming.
They are. They are.
And
Y'all don't know who make pink oil?
What the hell is pink
First of
oil? Is that
all,
Diddy stuff?
The moisturizer.
I do know the family that makes
moisturizer.
pink moisture.
Oh, you do?
They from Delaware?
No, they're not from Delaware, but it's a black family though.
Oh, that's
I didn't know
It's
that.
like multiple generations. Their daughter.
What's their name?
Her name is, I don't know her grandfather's
Yeah, you
name.
know them, though.
But her daughter, let me show you.
She has a source. She has a source.
No, they booked me for an event, and I got to learn so much about them. The granddaughter who's running it right now, her name is T. She runs don't laugh. What you laughing at?
I'm laughing at Jess talking about his pink oil, that Diddy stuff. That's the special oil.
Pink
When Diddy bring out the
pink moisturizer. He said pink oil.
I
We
know.
know what he
Pink
meant.
moisturizer. That's how you can tell he got pink, black. His daughters use it.
Yes.
That's right. When Diddy bring out that pink oil, he really liked it.
Oh my god.
Pink oil. Not regular baby oil.
Yo. All right. So moving on, Quinta Brunson, who is the creator of Abbott Elementary, comedian, actor, all that good stuff. So she sat down with Amy Poehler. Amy Poehler has a show, and they talked about a bunch of different things. It's called Good Hang with Amy. But one of
Big podcast right now.
Yeah, and
Big podcast.
it's actually good. Like, they do a bunch of different stuff. Like, they phone your friends, so your friends can ask questions to you that Amy might not would have known. So they had like people who've been working with Quinta for years and who were around when she was just talking about Abbott Elementary, sending in questions. But one of the questions that they asked her that was like a big conversation in this conversation, which I thought was good, which started to trend online as well too, was Quinta and what she knows about white people. And she's like, I don't know them. But take a listen to this.
Are you aware now that Bon Jovi and John Bon Jovi?
That's not okay.
Are you
Kate.
aware that
Yes,
Bon
I know
Jovi is?
that.
Okay.
I don't know white people. I know you. I know Tina Fey. I know. That's it. I know white people in comedy. I understand the name Phil Collins. I don't know what Phil Collins looked like. I don't know that he's different from.
Sorry to that man.
That Kiki moment.
Unbelievable.
Was so on point. That is how I move through life. I'm not crazy. It's crazy to be in a band called John. Is he John Bon Jovi? Is the band See?
She doesn't know. His original name
Come on.
was John Bon Jovi. The band name was Bon Jovi, a shortened version of his real name. So then he started going by John Bon Jovi, but true fans know that it was Bon Jovi.
You know everything you just said sounds crazy,
I
right?
know.
And the thing is, I'm supposed to know this, but then I'm supposed to deal with people who can't tell me and Keke Palmer apart.
Quinta divorced that white man. Now she don't know none of y'all anymore. Drop on the clues bomb for Quinta Brunson.
Period.
Dr. Umar would be proud.
But I guess that's why she asked, because she was married to a white guy for 4 or 5 years?
No, she asked her because one of Quinta's homegirls who's been in her life like way before Abbott Elementary said one day her and Quinta was just chilling and Quinta whispered to her for no reason because nobody was around. She just whispered and was like, yo, is John Bon Jovi a she was trying to figure out, like, is this a person? Is it a band? Is it?
That's a valid question.
Yeah. I didn't know. Yo, this white explaining, I had no idea.
But also, I do that on purpose sometimes just because of what she said, how she said people can't tell her and Keke Palmer apart. Mm-hmm. I do that on purpose. It'd be like, yo, who's in the Beatles? I'll be like Elton John, Sting, just to cause a little chaos.
People were mad about that Elton John thing yesterday that we couldn't name one song. Well,
That's
2 songs.
Crazy. You named the movie. That was hilarious.
The Lion King.
Well, but they also had that's why I played a Sandra Bullock clip. I'm gonna just let y'all hear it and then you get it.
You know who I got mixed up for the longest time? Not anymore. But there was no reason for me as a young girl in Philadelphia to understand the difference between Sandra Bullock and Julia Roberts. There was no reason for me to know the difference.
You might have a little bit of face blindness.
I do.
Wow.
I know Sandra knows now because that's my girl. Of course, I can tell you guys apart now. But when growing up,
sure,
no reason for me to know that.
Sure.
And when people are like, you don't know? No, I don't.
I didn't know Sandra Bullock like that growing up, but I definitely knew Julia Roberts.
I swear to you.
But by name or just by
that
face?
That is literally
face
me as
name.
a kid.
Y'all,
I thought
Sandra,
that was the same person.
I had to write the Sandra Bullock, Julia Roberts on the back just so I didn't mess it up in here because of course I know them by face, but sometimes I do get the names mixed up.
Yeah.
Well, Julia's been in more movies that I actually like Pretty Women, the Ocean's 11,
Ocean's 11,
Charlotte's Web.
Yep.
I can name the
I know
movies.
from Ocean's 12
I
and
can
Pretty
name
Women.
the characters, but I can't just name the name. Sometimes I can't just name the
Miss
names.
Congeniality. This
I don't
is
know
Bird
one.
Box. This is so much. I love both of them, but when I was old enough to figure out, like when I was younger, I was like, they the same person. I swear, but they are both 2 of my favorite white women.
I like that. I think you should get white people mistaken on purpose.
For
just
real?
Because they do it to us. Just for the chaos. Just for the confusion on their face sometimes.
Oh, my God.
I just got a headline. Martin Luther King Jr. paid the bill for Julia Roberts' birth. Here's the backstory from NPR. Brandon just sent me
What you say?
Man, shut up.
Yo, get out of here.
Oh, no, that is true, though. I heard that before.
I thought that was so
I heard
crazy.
something like that. I don't know if it's true, though.
You paid for her birth.
Really quick wrapping up. According to NPR, the world is finally learning the fact that Julia Roberts' birth was paid for by Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King. The connection between the two families wasn't a secret, but it resurfaced in a big way before Julia's birthday, October 28th, a few years ago, because she interviewed about it.
I was going to say, how old is Julia?
I don't know how old she is now.
Well, either way, her parents had no insurance, and so they just...
I don't know. I'm looking through the article right now. It just got sent to me.
Okay, really?
Almost 60.
Well,
Yeah, I'm curious too. Like, how she paid for the birth?
Damn,
Yeah,
they paid for the birth. Okay, that's what's up.
Oh, no, they reported they couldn't pay for the hospital. She was born in Georgia in 1967. And they ran a theater school and a writers and actors workshop. And one day, Coretta Scott called her mom to ask if her kids could be a part of the school. So that's how the relationship started.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay, that's what's
And they
up.
became friends and helped them out in the gym. We
I heard
got to
that
wrap
before.
up.
She did an interview about that a few years ago.
Yep, that's what
okay.
resurfaced. That's what NPR is quoting is that
That's what's
interview.
up.
So basically, she had the cookout.
All right. Well, that is
No.
latest
No.
with Lauren.
No, see, that's your problem.
No, I paid for your birth. You gonna come over here?
Y'all,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
paid
say
for
she
your
was bringing
birth.
potato salad. Relax. We got to wrap up.
She gonna be cleaning up the house.
Oh, my goodness. All right. We got front page news next, and then Kerry Hilson will be joining us. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You're checking out The Breakfast Club.
Check out video of the full show on Tubi. Free. Classic interviews and more on Tubi every day, all day long, all for free. Just search Breakfast Club and grab your popcorn.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.